Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Kannaway Showcase. I am so excited to have you here today. My name is Chelsea Newman, and I'm really excited to be hosting this for you guys. So welcome, everyone. Normally we do this in person, but we're really excited to have everyone join us online today. I've personally been with Kannaway for over 2 years now. I'm originally from Hawaii, but I live in Los Angeles right now, and I'm going to be walking you through and hosting this event, introducing you to some of our amazing speakers. I want to give a very special welcome to all the guests who are joining us for the first time. We're really excited to have you and introduce you to this Kannaway family. And I think as we go through, you'll really understand what I mean when I say that. I want you to go ahead and do me a big favor in the chat. If this is your first time here, if you guys can say where you're from, what you're here to learn, and just walk us through that. We're going to be very excited to keep the chat going. And for anyone who is part of our Kannaway family already, I would love if you could say where you're from, what your real job is, and what your rank is currently with us. So please go ahead and use the chat. We want this to be interactive. So we're going to be together for about 2 hours today. We're going to be walking you through the history of hemp. We have some phenomenal speakers. We're going to be walking you through the company of first. We're going to be talking about the industry as a whole. And then we're going to be talking you through what it takes to actually become a brand ambassador and what that journey is going to look like for you. I can honestly say in the 2 years that I've joined this company, it's one of the best decisions I've made personally. It's also one of the best decisions I've made business-wise at the same time. I've been in the nutrition and wellness space for over 12 years now, and this company has impressed me through and through. And I think you guys will really start to understand that as I go through and introduce some of these speakers, and you get to see some of the content and some of the things that are going on in this space and how amazing it really is. So the first thing that I want to do is go ahead and introduce one of our speakers. She is Dr. Kaylee Arnold. I'm really excited to introduce her because I've actually got to work with Dr. Kaylee since I started in this business. She's over in Atlanta, Georgia. We always joke that she's a recovered physician. She actually is now in the business of preventative care, really working in the CBD and hemp space. She's going to be walking us through a little bit about these products. She's a phenomenal yoga instructor, Pilates and fitness instructor, and I think you guys will just be wowed by her information and her knowledge. So I'll hand it over to Kaylee.
Hello, thank you for that, Chelsea. And I'm so grateful to be able to have the opportunity to speak with all of you about something that I feel so passionately about. Like she said, I'm a recovering physician, so it feels good to be in this true space of healing and health and wellness. Next slide. All right, so I love talking about the history of hemp because it's so popular now and people think it's like this new thing, like, oh, this is the new, miracle product. Well, it's interesting that this miracle product has been around since 2700 BC. Its first recorded medicinal uses date back to a Chinese emperor who was using it for medicinal purpose, fibers, and even textiles. And what people don't know about in this country, that hemp was one of the staple crops grown here. We were a hemp society using hemp safely and effectively in our diet, in our medicines. 90% of those little tinctures that the doctors had some hemp in it, and also for textiles and fibers. In fact, it was the leading textile in this country for a very long time. And then, unfortunately, the Marijuana Tax Act was passed in 1937. And there is a little bit of discrepancy about why this tax act occurred. Some say it had to do with a few businessmen, including Andrew Mellon, William Hearst, and the DuPont family, because, like I said, hemp was the thriving textile in this country, and it was competing with the DuPont family, who was trying to produce nylon fiber, and the Hearst family with their paper production. So there is some talk about them getting together and forming this scare tactic campaign to kind of lump hemp along with marijuana. Either way, what it resulted in was the tax was so high for the farmers that hemp production went down significantly in the United States after that. So we went from a thriving hemp society to having it pretty much no longer. The last hemp crop was grown in, I believe, 1952 in Wisconsin. And so we went from having hemp in our diet to all of a sudden it being gone. And you will see in studies of epidemiology that soon after that, we started to see the rise of certain conditions that we didn't have before. Namely, we call those conditions autoimmune diseases and inflammatory diseases, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. Fast forward to 2012, when our leader and visionary, Dr. Stuart Titus, formed Kannaway as a launch off from Medical Marijuana Inc. and was able to launch the very first commercial CBD product that was sold here in the United States. So just let you know is that Kannaway is the first. We are the OGs, the pioneers behind this entire space. Next slide. So one of the things that is so important to understand is the difference between hemp and marijuana. And it's always surprising how so many people really think that they're still the same thing. So if you just look at these two pictures, you can see that they are vastly different, right? So if you look at the hemp picture, it is tall, it almost looks like bamboo. You know, it can get up to 20 feet high. The main difference that people should really understand about the difference between hemp and marijuana is that hemp is a high CBD, very low THC, right? Just trace amounts of THC, which is the psychoactive chemical compound that you will find in cannabis plants. Whereas marijuana is the reverse. It's high THC, highly psychoactive, and lower concentrations of CBD. Also very important that the hemp plant is just, it's literally a miracle plant. You can use it to feed you, to clothe you, to heat you, heal you, all of those things as it's used for fibers and textiles, even homes, right? Whereas marijuana does not really have any industrial applications. New paragraph, the next paragraph. All right, so just to go back, so CBD is one of the 150 plus cannabinoids that you find in certain cannabis plants, okay? And why is that important? So if you remember, I was saying when we went from a hemp society to a non-hemp society, you started seeing the prevalence of all of these new diseases, these autoimmune diseases and inflammatory diseases. So researchers believe what happens that we fell into a clinical endocannabinoid deficient state, right? So Dr. Ethan Russo was one of the leaders in understanding that the research behind this and understanding that how important CBD was to our immune system. And the reason why is because we all have, well, all mammals, so humans, dogs, cats, horses, have what's called an endocannabinoid system, an ECS. And within our ECS, we have two types of receptors. We have CB1 receptors, which are mainly found in the brain and the central nervous system. And then we have CB2 receptors that are typically found in the peripheral organs and the skin. And so what's important to understand is that CBD or cannabinoids are not some foreign compound that you're introducing to your body like acetaminophen. So our body naturally produces endocannabinoids. We have receptors to endocannabinoids, and our bodies need these to thrive for homeostasis. And so, again, like I was talking about, people think this is something new. No, we're just reintroducing something into our body that our body has been wanting and needing for centuries now. Next slide. So why CBD? So like I said, there are over 150 types of cannabinoids. The most popular one is cannabidiol, CBD. There's also CBG and CBA that all have tiny different properties that are beneficial to our ECS system. Okay? And research shows that when they interact with the receptors that are in our own body, they can elicit a chemical response that can bring homeostasis. So the ECS system is a regulatory system in the body that's been known to regulate our sleep, hormones, our appetite, our mood, our inflammation. So all things that you would want to have in balance. So again, why is CBD important? Again, it's something you want to imagine is just something like vitamin D, something like calcium, something that your body requires and needs, but yet we have been deficient for all of this time. And so a lot of times as a physician, where I was trained in Western medicine to treat reactively to certain conditions. Someone has pain, you give them a pain med, or you give them an NSAID, or whatever it is. What the use of cannabinoids can do is get to the root of the problem, right? You're getting to the why you're having this inflammation, why you're having the autoimmune disease, why you're having all of these issues, and then combating it from the root of the cause instead of throwing something foreign to the body in reaction to symptoms. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Kaylee. As you guys can see, this plant is really making a difference in people's lives, and you don't have to have a medical background to totally understand what it's doing. The next speaker I'm going to introduce you to is Valerie Alocio. She is one of our Crown Ambassador elites. So Valerie's been instrumental in helping so many people spread the word about this plant and this business. She actually flew out to Hawaii when I started my business to help me. Not that that's torture or anything like that. But she's been amazing. She's been with the company since they started, and she's going to walk you through the history of Kannaway and this company and this space, because as many of you probably do not know, this company is really the one that paved the whole entire industry as we know it. So I'm very excited to introduce her. You guys are very lucky to have her on this call, and yeah, here she goes.
Well, thank you so much, Chelsea, and thank you so much, Dr. Arnold. It was just a great presentation. And again, my name is Valerie Alocio. My husband and I are founding members of Kannaway, and it's just been an incredible journey ever since, and I couldn't be more proud to be associated with this fine company. So let's go through this timeline. And this is what's so impressive. As Chelsea mentioned, we are a company of firsts. We are the pioneers. We're leading the way, and that is an incredible opportunity when you think about adding value to others and to really start a resurgence of a new industry or an age-old plant and a new health science. So let's look at this. I mean, in 2009, this is a very impressive timeline. We were the first publicly traded cannabis company in the United States. How cool is that, And then as we go through, prior to that point, there was a lot of work being done behind the scenes, lobbying to make sure hemp was taken off any Schedule I, and really lobbying for this wonderful plant to come back. So a lot of laws had to be changed for that to happen. And we credit our founders of our company for doing that. We became the first company to establish a global CBD pipeline in 2011. And then in 2012, we were the first company to ever launch a commercial CBD product and actually sell across state lines. That is amazing, because remember, up until then, everyone thought this was quite illegal, but they had their opinion letters in hand and they moved forward and got this product to the people. We were the first in 2012 to initiate strict quality testing standards, because as you can imagine, wild, wild west out there, nobody was in this space, and people were trying to get into this space. So we were the first to create strict testing standards that now today companies do follow. And then in 2013, we're the first company to license the famous National Institutes of Health patent. It's known as the 507 patent, stating cannabinoids as antioxidants and neuroprotectants. And we're the holder of that license today. And then in 2014, we were the first company to introduce legal CBD products to Brazil. And that was huge. I mean, our product that we have today as a food, as a supplement, is known as a medication in Brazil and other countries. But then in 2014, something really special happened that was amazing for us entrepreneurs, and we became the first direct sales company in the cannabis industry, giving everyone, you and me, an opportunity to participate in the ending of the prohibition of cannabis. Then in 2015, we were the first company to legally introduce CBD-based product nutritional supplements to the United States. And then in 2016, we were the first company to bring CBD products into Mexico. And then the same thing happened into Paraguay. So as you can see, the expansion, the awareness of this amazing product line getting to the people. And that was so exciting. And then in 2017, we became the first company to address the United Nations and the World Health Organization about CBD. We were invited as experts to talk about this growing trend in this amazing plant. And then what was so exciting in 2018, just a few years after our launch as a Kannaway company, we we were the first to introduce CBD products into Europe along with our business opportunity. And it wasn't just one country, it wasn't just the UK or France, it was the entire EU region. And that's so exciting. And today we are now in Russia, in Kazakhstan, in Japan, in Vietnam. And as the world starts allowing CBD products in and the awareness grows, we will be all over the world. And then something special, truly special happened in 2019. We were the first company ever to be listed in the Prescriber's Digital Reference, the PDR, Physician's Desk References as it was known. And that is a very prestigious journal where physicians and medical professionals will research how to treat their patients. And here we are, Kannaway, with our pure gold product, the one and only cannabis product listed in the PDR. Next slide. So what a timeline. So we are the first company of its kind. We are the natural choice. Here's Blake Schroeder, our CEO, along with our other members of our corporate team. And we are winning awards like crazy. Again, Company of the Year in 2019, the CV Business Awards, the DSN Global Top 100 in 2019, just a few short years after we launched. Record sales year in 2019, the first direct sales company to offer cannabis products. Again, the first company to establish a global CBD pipeline, the first direct sales company to offer CBD products in the United States, in Europe, and other parts of the world. So again, pioneers, a company of first, a company that everyone seems to want to emulate. So that's exciting. Next slide. And then, of course, here we are in 2020. Look at the awards. Now, when you're looking at Kannaway and you're evaluating our company to utilize our products or to join us in our incredible business, you want to make sure you're with a company that's stable, secure, and leading the way. Well, you can't win all these awards that you see here. Company of the Year, fastest growing company of the year, again, Company of the Year in healthcare products, our executives of the year. I mean, if you didn't know what you were doing and had an extremely effective product and even a more impressive business opportunity to go along with it. So I am super, super proud to be a part of this company. And anyone who's watching as a guest for the first time should also be very proud of the accomplishments as well as our esteemed colleagues all around the world. Next slide. And you know what? It's all about changing minds, changing laws, and changing lives. I mean, we have been featured all over the place, as you see here, all kinds of news outlets and prestigious journals. And when we think about, as we look into entering into the 2020s with major trends, there's 4 major trends that we're looking at right now. And that is a different approach to health with more emphasis on health and well-being. And then, of course, a different way to work. So many people are looking for more independence and flexibility and the freedom, especially this times that we're in right now. There's never been a better time to look at working from home. And then, of course, a different way to earn. Many people are looking for multiple streams of income, online, e-commerce, social entrepreneurship, and then, of course, a different way to live, really focusing on how do we make our planet a better place for our generation and future generations, so environmentally friendly, sustainability, community. And really, there's just one company that's at the forefront of all these trends, and that's Kannaway. And so you're going to be in for a treat the rest of today. So take notes and be very excited that you're here with us today. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you so much, Valerie. As you can see, I'm beyond proud to be involved with this company. I came at the hemp space from originally actually starting one of the first legal grow-ops in the state of Vermont, and it was a huge mistake. There was no way that this company could even scratch the surface of what Kannaway was doing, and I am so glad that I pivoted earlier in my career to be aligned with this company. There is nobody who's doing it like they're doing it. They've paved the whole entire space, and the people and the colleagues that you get to work with are truly beyond amazing. Our next speaker is Melissa Temple Augusta. She's over in North Carolina. Melissa's actually been a corporate trainer for L'Oreal before, and she started with Kannaway in the beginning on the corporate side and then transitioned to becoming a brand ambassador because it truly is the best position to be in. As Valerie just said, you get to work from home, you get to be flexible. In the global climate of what's going on right now, it's a phenomenal decision to make. So I'm going to hand it over to Melissa. She's going to walk you through the Soil to Sale promise, something that really sets us apart and something that you really should never compromise if you're going to be putting these products into your body. So thank you, Melissa.
Thank you, Chelsea. So true, so true. Thank you for the introduction. I just wanted to talk to you about why we are the company to align yourselves with when you're looking for a business, when you're looking for the best products to give to your family. So let's get started. I'm here to talk to you about why we have our soil to sale promise of quality and excellence. And that encompasses 4 categories: soil, the process, the safety, and the education that we give our teams and the public. Let's keep going. So it all starts with farming. And most of the time when you go to a shelf and you pick up a CBD product, you don't really think about the farm. Where did it come from? But it is key. Know your soil, know your oil, as one of my colleagues always taught me. And I love that mantra because our company searched over 3,000 different cultivars of hemp and cultivators of hemp, farmers, finding the best plant that was the most cannabinoid rich, the soil free of toxins, non-GMO, organically grown, and using the practices that you need to trust. We had to even invent the machines that you're seeing in front of you because at the time they didn't even exist. You need a lot of scale and you need a huge commitment to make this happen. Next slide, please. So here's the farm. It's really important that the company that you choose is full disclosure. You get to see where the product comes from, how it is manufactured, how it is processed, and this is it. So in Northern Holland, this is one of the most pristine agricultural climates in the entire world. GMOs and chemicals and pesticides and fertilizers with chemicals have never been allowed. So this land is pure and rich. We have not found any other land or soil that tops this. So this is our source, and this is what we use to start the process that results in the product that you purchase from Kannaway. Let's see what's next. So it's a unique process, and you got to meet Dr. Stuart Titus, our founder, earlier today. And you know, along with him and all of these experts in the biotech field, they have a combined 40 years, over 40 years of experience. So when we extract, when we test, when we do all of these very finely tuned methods that some we had to invent and some are now industry standards, you know that this was meticulously and carefully thought about. And this leads us to the next slide. So what do we get when we extract our product, our oil, from this amazing industrial hemp plant grown in Holland? What do we get? Well, we get 3 Meaty Hemp Oil, our green oil. It's similar to the effect of juicing the plant. If you were able to have a hemp plant of your own, it's impossible to grow a hemp plant. They are super tall. They're like bamboo. They need big spaces and they need certain climates. Not all hemp is created equal. Some hemp is GMO marijuana because that's all that will grow in that marketplace. But this is true hemp. And when you actually take it from its source, it's raw, it's full of all of these phytonutrients that your body craves and that feeds you nutritionally. Then what we do is we're the only company that actually is able to give you this raw paste of the hemp plant. We actually sell it like that in our oral applicators. We decarboxylate this green oil to produce a blue oil, and that refines it, takes the level of CBD up even higher, and gives your body another level of what it could mean for you. Everyone's different. Remember from the science that Kaylee went over. Now, gold, the gold standard. You know, when you hear the word gold, you know it's the best, right? So our gold oil has now taken the blue oil and filtered it further through a distillation process that makes it even more refined and gives you the highest milligrams of CBD per serving possible at 120 milligrams per serving. Everybody's different. Everybody needs a different level of supplementation. So let's go to the next slide. And what do we get? We get all of these wonderful products, and you might be thinking, whoa, that's a lot of choices. That's exactly right, because we are all different. We all lead different lifestyles. When you're doing a business like this, you want someone to say, I want this, and this is how I live my life, and this is how I want to take it. And we go, here you go. Because it's up to previous slide. If you want a paste, if you want a capsule, if you want a liquid that you can mix into your smoothies, if you want your skincare to be filled with the benefits of the hemp cannabinoids, if you want nutritional products like hemp protein and hemp super greens, which are amazing right now. We're all on this evolved journey right now of, beating that quarantine 15 and being healthy while we stay safe. And this is part of how we do this. We have essential oils, pet products. Our furry friends, by the way, have an endocannabinoid system too. So we include them as well in this whole process. Everybody benefits. Our enriched oral applicators are very unique because you might see on the bottom right corner there that we have the first endocannabinoid DNA test. So if you've ever done 23andMe or Ancestry and you've, taken the little cup and, put your saliva in it and send it off to a lab and you get back this fabulous report. Well, this is all about how your body is in tune with cannabinoids. What will it respond best to? What formulations will your body react best to? Because we are all wired differently. So you order your products, you get a DNA kit with your value pack, let's say, that you get when you first join. Take the DNA test, send it off to the lab, and it gives you even more insight into what your body needs. It's an incredible advancement, and we are the only ones that do this. That's how far we go to ensure that you are using the right products, that you have full awareness of what your journey will entail. And by the way, it's a journey. Get on the journey, start trying products, change the products, take more, take less. It's all up to you. And it's all the best quality, the safest, and the purest. So the last slide I have is just a reiteration of all of these standards that we live by here. Triple lab tested. Usually when you go to take a CBD product or you go to buy one, it might say third party tested. That's only one of our 3 steps in our process. Yes, we do third party lab tested, but we actually test it while it's growing. And at the point of extraction, then we do the third party lab testing. And the third is we test the final finished goods to make sure that nothing has happened along the way. And that's a reassurance of quality. I give these products to my entire family, and it's really important to know that it's a company you can trust. We are U.S. Hemp Authority certified. We were one of the first companies that actually received that certification when it became available. And as Valerie mentioned earlier, we're included in the U.S. Physician's Desk Reference to give additional reassurance. Your doctor, even if you haven't seen them do this before, has an app and they can look up Kannaway Pure Gold. It talks about the farm, it talks about the source, the testing, any indications that they might need to know of. Everything the doctor needs to know is right there in front of them. If that is not quality reassurance, I don't know what is. Simply the best. Thank you so much, everyone.
Oh, thank you so much, Melissa. I think you guys can start to really feel what I mean when I say our Kannaway family. We truly work with some of the best people in the industry. And what Melissa just said is so important. I came to the hemp space in a different way. And what I saw was extraction methods that used ethanol and alcohol and solvents, and all of these were left over in the products. And that's what you see in the market right now. It's completely unregulated. And it's beautiful. Kannaway has been able to create the technology that we're using that's making sure everything is pure. So we all came at this from a purity standpoint. The next speaker I'm going to introduce you to is Billy and Sil Wilkinson. So they embarked on their Kannaway journey in early April of 2017, and they made their decision after personally having an experience with the Kannaway products. It was very transformative for them. So they're going to share their story with you. They've been completely committed to sharing Kannaway products, and it's turned into their mission. Both are truly invested in making a difference and creating positive change in everyone's lives that they touch. And I think you'll absolutely understand that when they finish talking to you guys. So I hand it over. Hi, Billy.
Hi, thank you, Chelsea. And it's always a pleasure to be with everybody today. My boss sitting next to me, Susie, she's the reason we got here. We got here absolutely. I was the negative person that, no, I didn't want to go down that road with my ignorance of not knowing what this road actually was. But it was from a health challenge, and that health challenge really set down the foundation of how we started, was just trying to inform people of what had happened to me and how I overcame many health challenges that I started with. And it was just a great start. Go ahead and let's hit those slides if we can, because Sue and I came from an industry years ago. When I retired from the military in '92, we were in the wireless industry, and we ended up opening up many wireless stores and having many people associated with it. We got into it at a great time at the beginning, and that's about, a lot of times that's the greatest thing you can do, is be first in line. And in wireless, we absolutely were pretty close to first in line. So when we started, it started a whole way of doing it, but it was pretty expensive because we had to open up stores and spend a lot of money. They were over 100,000 each per store just to get them up and running. Next slide, please. So when you look at things, it's just like the industry we're in today. Now, my whole focus has changed, not my whole, because I still believe in the health portion of what this is first and foremost, because I am not just in this as a business. This is now part of our lifestyle. We enjoy the products every day, and they keep us at a level of being able to do things. But when you switch that over to what we've been able to achieve in what I consider a very short period of time, because just like opening a dispensary is like opening a health store, opening a cannabis farms, all are plagued with high regulation, high oversight. I mean, things that you have to have a lot of investment money to get started with, licensing and developments of webs and all the different things that go along with it. And we experienced a lot of that when we went into our first portion of getting into the wireless industry. It was the same thing as coming here, but here it's totally different because you have an opportunity to get into this business at the early stages of this business, where it is just flooding the US and the world, not just the US, that's a poor statement, but the entire world. And that's what we look for, is something of that nature. If you're looking, next slide, please. That's why when you really get down to the basics of things, it's a natural choice. We're in an industry that is just storming the marketplace. When we first got in, people were very apprehensive to talk to us because they thought we were selling pot from our 40-foot coach that we travel the United States to share our business with and educate people. Well, once they found out, so we got in when it was pretty tough. Now it's becoming pretty much common conversation. Oh, CBD, yeah, I've heard it does well. I heard it does good. Well, the point of the matter is, we not only do well and good, we are the standard of that product. We are the standard of how it's done right, without us worrying about the investment from the previous slide, the oversight of regulatory issues and all the things that go along with opening up your business. We have a corporation that is being recognized every single day, it seems to be, and is always getting the next award they come up with. We're always right at the top. We have a corporate that stands behind everything we're doing, to where all we're doing is sharing the product. It's very low cost to get it started. The website that is provided for you is very intuitive. It gives people a way to go in and look and get educated and see all the different aspects to it. And it's very easy to navigate once you get familiarized with it. But the operations, customer support, shipping, all bar none. I mean, I'm very cautious when I say they're perfect, but they're pretty doggone close, because I got to tell you, they have a representation that they're always on top of the next level of taking us where we need to go. It is also while we spent all that money to open up a store that serviced a small community in Washington, it had a circle of influence that's where the store was located. We are an international opportunity with people all over the world working with each other and sharing this idea with each other. So when you look at it from there, not only is it the natural choice, next slide, please. It's Kannaway is the choice in our opinion, and that's not an opinion, that's an assessment, because we've seen so much in the last 3.5 years. We truly have. We've seen others come and go, but this industry is exploding. And when you look at it now, where it's going to go from, when you think think in terms of dollars and cents. From 2018 at 591 million, projected by Forbes, Money Inc., different magazines and things that have the know of where things are trending to on a financial stage. By 2022, we should be at a $22 billion industry. Now that's saying a lot. So next slide, please. When you look at it, and if you're going to go there, look at our growth. Look at Kannaway's growth. It is phenomenal, and it is virtually non-stop. In the toughest of times, I mean, we've all been challenged with some things in the last several months that we're really happy to say that we're still growing. We're still doing what we need to be doing. And it's all a matter of the foundation has been laid out for us, that all we have to do is virtually share the product to enjoy in the growth of what Kannaway has laid out for us. Next slide, please. So the global boom, the cannabis boom that's happening, you build it all throughout, and you're building it everywhere by sharing it with everyone you can. We are that company opening up lawfully and legally, either by being invited or by changing laws to get us there. That's very key and crucial. Next slide, please. If you would just consider that, now we get to enjoy the other part. While I did not come into this business as a business opportunity, that is the honest truth that I've told people. Well, I will tell you, I am very happy to say Steve Jones, the president of our company, can testify. I have never returned a check that they've given me every week or once a month. We tend to keep those, and they keep growing, and we're very thankful for being a portion of it. We are rewarded all the time. I mean, every time I turn around, it's something new that's being brought out to enhance what is already there. Our ranks and recognition, they're easily achieved with effort. So if you're willing to be part of what this is and to be part of this company, to grow with this company, there is no other way to get it done. From the income that is produced by what we do just by sharing the product, to the different award levels, to the security and financial security that it provides during the toughest of times for a lot of people. We're still very blessed and fortunate that those challenges haven't hit us in that method. And I mean, from the if you notice the Elite Retreat, that's one of our favorite. And I don't know how this gets covered on this, but we are already members. We're going on every year. We've been on every Elite Retreat, and now we're heading to Thailand. So that's pretty good. And it's everything that is done so well by this company. If we could share anything, I would share that. And I think it's already been said. Val said it, Melissa said it. I mean, and they always do. We're all very appreciative, and we recognize immediately everything that goes along with the support and backing that this company gives to all of its brand ambassadors. And with that, we thank you for allowing us the time to share with you today. Sue and I will be signing off here from sunny Southern California and heading out to do a presentation, by the way. Have a great day. Thanks, Chelsea.
Oh, thank you so much, Billy and Sue. Yeah, as they were saying about the Elite Retreat, I actually got to meet them and the next speaker in a pool in Costa Rica. So it was really amazing. And Billy is so right. You know, starting this company was the best decision that I made. It's been such a blessing throughout this transitional time. I originally came and thought I was going to do a big dispensary and grow up of myself. And the woman who introduced me to this company, Kannaway, is actually on this call, I believe. And she called me and she's like, well, I'm just selling hemp from my computer in Maui. And I'm like, well, I'm shucking hemp in the snow. It was truly the best decision I could have made. And I'm very excited to talk about the next portion of our presentation and introduce to you someone who really is an angel. And it's a big part of the backbone of why we do what we do with this company. You know, this plant has the power to change the world. It's incredibly sustainable, but it has the power to change a lot of people's health and a lot of people's lives. And that's really what's carried us through. So I'm going to introduce you to Andrea Barnes. She's a veteran nonprofit with over 30 years experience leading local, national, and international causes. She's an expert in raising money and developing corporate and social impact programs. And she's eager and excited to support Echo Connection, which is our mission. And it changes so many lives throughout this whole entire world, truly. She's going to be talking about something that's near and dear to every single brand ambassador's heart on this call. It's a big part of why we do what we do. And I think you'll be very, very impressed with what Kannaway has been able to accomplish with this non-for-profit. There's no other CBD company that can say what we're about to say. And there's no other supplement company that can even come close to scratching what we've been able to do with this non-for-profit. So I'll hand it over to Andrea, and I hope you guys enjoy this part of the presentation.
Thanks so much, Chelsea. That's super kind. So one of the things that I love doing is talking about at Echo, especially to people who are considering whether or not they want to do business with Kannaway. I have been involved with Echo Connection for about 3.5 years, and I will tell you that it is absolutely at the heart and core of how this company does business. It's not lip service. It's not a nice to. It actually is at the core of why this company exists. And it was from the very, very beginning that they had charitable nature. And you're seeing on the screen some of the very original families who have been recipients of product and has literally changed their lives, improved their lives, changed families, connected families. And so it's really an extraordinary opportunity that we have together. So ECHO is actually an acronym. It stands for Education, Collaboration, and Hope. Steve, the next slide. So this is a business where you get to do a lot of things. You get to introduce people to a tremendous product. It's something that's very supportive of people's health and lifestyle. It's a way for people to make money. And one of the things that you also get to do is talk a little bit about why giving is a component of doing this business, because it's something that allows all of us to participate in the social good and the well-being of others who wouldn't be able to participate otherwise. And so that's a very deeply ingrained part of this business. Steve? I mean, we're in a crazy time. I mean, this is just a crazy, crazy time globally. And I remember I'm hearing someone talk about the fact that we have to socially distance right now, but we actually need to personally get connected more. And I really think that that's a great aspect of this business, and it certainly is something that's very important and intrinsic to what happens with Echo Connection. This is a way for you to get intimately involved with making a difference, a huge, huge difference in families' lives, especially families who have financial need. So I said we were an acronym, and what we really do is we are a backbone of providing information about cannabinoids to the public. We have a very extensive website, and we are really about creating communities, providing that education so that people can get the answers that they're seeking for their own research, as well as providing this hope for the families who are in need. So I want to tell you a little bit about the charity so that you have some confidence in who we are. We are recognized as a charity both in the United States and in Europe. We file annual financials with the IRS, and we publish those on our website. So anytime you want to go in and do a little bit of due diligence on who we are and what we do, we're very transparent with that. We're compliant with all state charity requirements, and we have our first audit was performed for 2018. We're getting an audit for 2019. We have annual reports that are available. So we are a very transparent and above board charity that you can be proud of. So this is probably one of the most popular things that we do. We have over 1,000 medical and scientific research projects linked to our website. And so this is a place where people go onto our website and really learn about things that they're interested in. How does cannabinoids affect my own health? And it's not us that's saying it, it's the experts that are out there. They're the ones that are on the front lines doing research. And so we like to make sure that we have all of the up-to-date information on that. And like I said, we have over 1,000 studies that are currently listed on our website. We also write our own informational blogs, and so that's another value add that we have, and that's a great place for people to learn a little bit more in a slightly more accessible way about the benefits of cannabinoids and their own personal health. So the place that you access, you know, when do those get published? How do I find those? We encourage everybody who's interested in this question to join our Facebook family. So it's facebook.com, My Echo Connection. And that is a place where everybody can go. They can just check in. They get notified when we publish new articles. We put links to new state laws, links to what's happening in Europe, what's happening in Asia. So we really are trying to follow the global cause of cannabis and make sure that people are informed. And so this is a great way for you to get connected to that information. This is an exquisite part of what we do. Like I said, the company has been supporting families since it's been founded, and we formalized that with the establishment of Echo Connection at the end of 2016 and with formal operations beginning in 2017. And this is where every single person who is involved can make a difference. What I want to share with you is, so Billy Wilkinson was just on the call before me. Billy and I have had long conversations about Echo and where Echo fits in the business and how people can support Echo. And he's a great supporter, and he works really, really hard with all of his teams to encourage support for Echo. And I deeply appreciate that. And that really is our company culture. And he was saying to me, you know, I come across so many people who are in desperate need, and I'm personally supporting this person and this person, and this is the product that I'm supporting them, and this is the product that I'm supporting them with. And I said, you know, Billy, when you support Echo Connection, we become that partner for you. Not everybody can actually reach into their own pocket to support people who have deep health needs to be able to get the kind of CBD that they need. But by giving to Echo, by making that a priority in your business, what you're allowing us to do is become your partner to do that very thing. You have the opportunity of, you're going to come across people who need help, people who you have so much compassion for, and we're your compassionate partner. You can give them the information about our website, you can direct them to our application, and then they can go through that process, and hopefully we can accept them into our program. And that is a way that we become your partner. So when you donate to us, we can make that difference for other people. So that's where we work together, because there's no doubt that the more you are out there talking about the wonderful, healthful benefits of CBD, the more people you're going to find that it can really make a difference for. And so, and when that is matched with financial need, that's when Echo Connection becomes your partner. So this is just a little bit of information about the impact that we've made so far. So we hit the $2 million mark in terms of product donated. And it is extraordinary that this company and all of the Kannaway distributors, everybody who's involved with this, has helped to make this happen. You can see in the orange all of the places where we currently are serving families. So we're in over 30 states. For the United States, we are in Brazil, Mexico, and then we're in 10 different countries in Europe, including Russia and Kazakhstan. Our families range in age from being accepted at the age of 2, they're up to 70, maybe even a little bit older. And so we are having a global impact. This is some information about our outreach statistics. So we've published over 328 original articles. I will update that website visitors. I went back and checked on that yesterday, and almost 2 million people have visited our website. That's how powerful it is. And it's a powerful tool for you because without needing to make any medical claims, people can go on and do their own research on our website. And we actually now have well over 6,000, almost 7,000 people who are following us on Facebook. So I encourage you to just go in there, click that link, say that you like us, that you're following us, and then you get all of the up-to-date information when we post it. And finally, you know, we are just deeply grateful. People have poured their hearts out to us, that people have, some of our leaders are actually actively engaged in getting people to donate to us. People have donated to us from all across the globe. I think we have 28 different countries of people who are donating. But let me just say, we are all in this together. And so when you are making the decision about Kannaway, one of the things that I want you to consider is that not only are they great for the environment, that they are bringing this unbelievable high quality therapeutic grade CBD product as well as lifestyle products to the market, but that they are doing it with this core of the heart, and that it is something that we as a community embrace, and that when you get involved, when you get your smart chip order, it's so simple to just add a $5 gift, a $10 gift to Echo that automatically gets generated every single month. And that's a way for you to participate in the way that we can support those families in need. And that's your personal feel good, but actually change life moment that you have in your business. And then finally, we have really fun ways to recognize people. This is a pin kind of a business, and so we have beautiful pins that we support people who give membership level gifts, annual gifts that we call our heroes at $1,000 and up, and also our humanitarian gifts for people who give at really extraordinary levels. And when you give in your back office, you'll get some badges in your back office, which is fun, and then people love to wear their pins at meetings because they want people to know that the way that they're doing business is also altruistic and also has a very compassionate component to the way that they do business. So we couldn't be here without you. We couldn't be here without Kannaway. And I just want to thank everyone for inviting me to be here with you. Chelsea, you're doing a great job of hosting this. All of my favorite people I'm seeing pop up on the chats in this conversation. And I just want to say thank you to everybody for making a difference across the globe in the way that we do business.
Oh, thank you so much, Andrea. And we just got an awesome tip in the chat. I didn't actually even know this, but if you shop on Amazon Smile, you can actually choose which charity to donate to, and you can choose Echo Connection. So this product, yeah, it's beautiful. This product makes such a difference in people's lives. And I want you to all understand that preventative care is so important, and everyone should be taking this product. You'll probably have a phenomenal experience with it, but there are some acute issues that you're going to come across that you're going to see this make such a difference in some people's lives. And we do have many different ways to support them to be able to get that. Even as a brand ambassador, you can just make sure that you're being able to get your product for free at home. So I'm going to introduce you to the next speaker, and he's going to talk about kind of a different angle with what CBD and hemp can actually do for you and for your body. So next up, we have Jeff and Debbie Lazar. They began their career with Kannaway in January of 2016. After they first interacted with CBD. And Jeff has a really interesting story. He really began to see the impact it was having on his life and his health. And a month later, he joined. He's one of the top earners in our company. He's been continually recognized for his efforts to educate. He's incredibly supportive to anyone, even if you're not on his team. And I'm just very excited for you guys to get to meet him and his wonderful wife, Debbie.
Well, good morning, Chelsea and everybody, and thank you very much. What an amazing lineup. My goodness. I guess I'm the bridge from the presentation to the training. So guys, real quickly, if you could, because you have some amazing speakers that are going to drop some serious knowledge on you. And I'd be remiss if I didn't get you in a state where, we got to get our bodies moving a little bit. So, do a couple of these, get up, stand up. You don't want to be sitting down because you want to be able to receive this information, guys. Almost 5 years ago to the day, I actually, at my friend sending me, one of the greatest gifts I was ever to receive was a Kannaway package. And so now looking back 5 years, I want to let you know that you have that same gift in your hands. Guys, right now, you are sitting at an amazing time where a true transfer of wealth is about to occur, and you get to be a solution to the problem with the Kannaway offering. Let me share with you what that looks like. First, when I began consuming this Kannaway product, it took me a while, guys, because my dad was a police officer, and so, like a lot of people, I was led to believe that this plant was bad, and inherently now it's the most amazing resource that we have. So first, I became a product of the product. And you can tell, the way I take care of my body now, that I'm completely different. Did that create a narrative of people wanting to know? Yes, it did. Can you do that? Absolutely. Right now, with the displacement of all the things going on in our world, if you understand how the law of the world works, there's polarity. You can focus on the negative or the positive. And right now, you have the opportunity to give a gift to people of better health. And what is the best insurance policy and increasing the probability of success navigating this earth? Better health, which then you can transfer to others. So will people be looking for that? Yeah. How do I know that? Forbes predicts that by 2030, 50% of our society is going to be obese. Do we have a program? Yeah, it's called Cannabis Fitness. It's the Evolve program. Guys, there's people out there right now looking for opportunity. You could bring them the skincare. You could bring them just network marketing, this amazing distribution model, which is so understood or misunderstood. And you get to be the one that brings this amazing distribution model to people. And here's how I'll tell you, you can do that. If you use these right here in your ears, while you engage with people and you connect with people, look to do one thing. Look to connect with them in an authentic manner, but then look to help them solve a problem. What are some of the problems? Well, last time I checked, 40 million people were displaced due to what's currently going on. Do you have a solution to that problem? I think you do. 78% of the people in the United States of America were living paycheck to paycheck. Does network marketing fill that, and let's not be, let's not avoid the big elephant in the room. At any point in time, guys, we could be shut down again where we simply are navigating from our home and things change real rapidly. So think about how quickly you guys can tap into the ability to pivot and adapt and share with people saying, hey, listen, I know you just got displaced. You might want to check out this offering. And there's plenty of presentations going on from Val's Hemp Lifestyle. We have one where we focus on the Evolve presentation on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I know Randy does some stuff, guys. You have lots of things going on. Plug into the tools. That will be the thing, because I will tell you, from myself to Randy to Val, Brad, Blake, in the beginning, we didn't have the tools that you guys have. You guys have these resources. I mean, look, you've got a professional presenter hosting this in Chelsea. You've got Valerie, who's a crown. You've got Randy, who's a crown. You've got Tony Filippone, who's going to present. You've got Stephen Jones. Allow the tools to be the secret. You be the professional connector. You've got social media. Tell a story of how you're transforming your health and what these products are doing for you. Tell them how you're transferring your wealth. Be excited when you get those certificates that say director and senior director and executive director, because you'll be a blessing to somebody's life, guys. 500 extra bucks a month will change somebody's life. The thing that drives me is I get to impact lives, and I know that by doing so, money's a byproduct of helping enough people help them solve a problem, and then helping their people solve a problem and helping them solve a problem. So in closing, two things I would really be focusing on is growing your mind every single day with the tools and the resources that are here and elsewhere. And then the other thing is set yourself a 90-day goal and a 90-day blitz where every single day that you are able to connect with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people a day to potentially listen to what they have to say, compliment them on something, give them a smile, find a way to connect with them and help them solve a health or a wealth problem, guys, because Kannaway, there is nobody better. When it comes to the products, nobody can touch us. When it comes to the opportunity, now they provided this amazing brand, which a lot of us didn't have in the beginning. You guys don't have to do this. This rocket ship is about to take off, and it's waiting for you to be the captain of that rocket ship to build a business that will impact millions of lives. So with that being said, Chelsea, Stephen, everybody, thank you so much. You guys get excited for this group that's about to share with you, because they have a lot to say, and you're going to want to have your notepad open to take a lot of notes. Bye, guys.
Thank you, Jeff. So yeah, I'm going to introduce the next speaker to you guys, and his name is Stephen Jones. But after that, we're going to transition into more of what you can do if you're interested in starting this as a business opportunity. But first, I do want to introduce you to the president of our company, Stephen Jones. He's from over in England. He supports my arch nemesis football team. I was actually named after Chelsea Football Club. So he's incredibly funny. He's been in the network marketing industry for so many years. He's worked with $2 billion companies. And earlier this year, he took over as our president. I can tell you that we have one of the most amazing corporate teams. Not only are they fun, they're super supportive. You're always going to have a good time when you're around them, but they're very, very good at what they do, and they're very good at paving the way for this industry. Steven's been responsible for our total rebrand, which, as Jeff said, a lot of us didn't start with. So it's been something that's completely up-leveled our business, and I think you guys can all agree that it's absolutely amazing. I'm going to hand it over to him, and then we'll go ahead, and after that, we'll switch into a little bit more of how you guys can actually get involved in the business of this.
Chelsea, thank you so much, and congratulations on doing a fantastic job hosting. I want to say a big thank you to all of our speakers so far. I mean, wow. I as we put this showcase together and we were putting the agenda together, we were like, oh, that person's awesome, that person's awesome. But seeing it all come together, it's like, wow, it's even more awesome than I even imagined. So as Chelsea said, my name's Stephen Jones. I have the great pleasure of being the president of Kannaway. That means that I think the best job in the world. I get to work with amazing people every day. I get to go out there and help change lives every day. And, one of the things that I love most about Kannaway is I truly feel that there is a place here for anyone and everyone that wants to be a part of something. And you'll hear me on my videos often refer to our Kannaway family. And you'll say, hey there, Kannaway family. Hey there, Kannaway family. Well, I really believe that, because I think that anyone who is here, that is on here for the first time, and you're looking at Kannaway, whatever it is that you're looking for, whatever it is that would make your life that little bit better, I believe that you can find it with Kannaway. So if you are looking for some way to improve the products and what you're looking at, what goes into your body, we've shown we have incredible products that are making a difference to people's quality of life all over the world. If people need to make an extra $100, $200, $500 a month, there's an opportunity for people there to be able to develop the skills to do that and to be able to earn some extra money. If you want to support a charity, you just say, I just feel like that part of my life that's missing is I want to be part of something bigger. We have Echo, no greater charity in the world, in my opinion, out there really helping people and out there on the front line of helping people that otherwise would go without that help. Maybe you just want to be part of a community. Maybe you just want to be part of something where you say, I'm stuck indoors. I can't get to my gym. I can't get out. I'm not feeling like I'm getting that social impact, and I'm starting to feel that loneliness. You can see right here what an amazing Kannaway family we have, and all these events going on, like Jeff and the others have talked about. I feel like every day there's a different group or webinar or group thing going on so that people can plug in and be a part of it. I really believe that whatever it is that you're looking for, you can find it in abundance here at Kannaway. And so as you look and consider all the things that have been said, all the things that have been talked about, for me, you have a natural choice now. And so this is for you. I hope that you are looking at joining us as a brand ambassador. There has never been a more important time for us to have an army of smart, educated people out there sharing with the world what CBD really is, what cannabinoids really are. And because, as has been mentioned, you see a lot of cheap substitutes being flooded onto the market, and people are not having the positive experience that they should. And so we need an army of people who can go out there and help other people, but we also love our customers. And so if you're looking at this and you're saying, like, those products sound fascinating, then we have, great offers for our customers and referred customers and discounts. And we have a 3 for free program, all these great things that kind of go on as you're being part of it. And so, as you're watching this and as you're listening, I hope that you are looking and saying, not just for yourself, but, oh yeah, I know that person I work with, my neighbor, whatever it may be, that you'll have that person that you can introduce it to and start to see the opportunity and how simple this social selling and this social sharing really is. And so depending on what your goal is, right? And this is where it all comes down to what your individual goal, circumstance, financial things, and I'm sure that Randy and some of the others will talk about this. But we have a point to get started with. And so, we have something that will fit everyone's price point. And I'm going to talk about a new one that we've even added since this, but this is where it's a goal. So if somebody says to me, oh, Steve, I want to get started and I have a huge network and I'm going to go do all this, then great. Then absolutely the total pack and the senior pack is going to be the right one for you. If you've got somebody that says, hey, I just want to get started, I wouldn't mind dabbling in the products, not really interested in the business, then we have a get started pack for them as well. So the opportunity is there and everyone can join in. So let me give some company updates, and you know what I look like because you can see there. So let me jump past there. You know, one of the things that we recognize, and as you know, been talked about a little bit here, is we're in a unique year. I mean, 2020, to say it was, 2020 is the year of vision. No one saw this year coming. Let's be honest, okay? So, as we look at it, and as we're considering the high unemployment rate, people getting their hours cut, people needing to be more careful with their money than ever before. Well, when you get started and want to get invested in a business opportunity, the first question I hope that you would ask is, how much does it cost and how quickly can I make my money back? And I think those are great questions for anyone looking to go into any business venture. Your return on investment, your break-even analysis, all of these are standard business things that you would do if you were opening up a franchise or a store or another company. And so we wanted to make it easier than ever before for people who just needed that extra bit of help. And so we introduced at the start of this month our new intro value pack. Let me tell you what that means. That means that you can reach out to someone and they say, I really need to do this. I actually really need to find a way to supplement my income and to make some extra earnings on the side. I just don't really have any spare money. You can get started for $99, right? That's less than my cell phone bill. It's less than most people's cell phone bill. I mean, for $99, they can get into a business. So this is a great option for that group of people that really, really need that help. And that's the focus of where we've been looking at, because we also introduced something called our 1K Club. And this is where we wanted to help people who want to get started very quickly start to realize how they can earn. So the 1K Club is something that I love. Is it's very simple to explain, and it's also very replicatable. So the 1K Club allows people within their first, I think, 30 days, but certainly within their first 90 days, to be in a position where they can consistently earn a $200 commission. The reason that that's so important to me is that, as we look at what our average order size, like our average what our average customer spend is, it's between $100 and $150. That's about the average customer thing. And so I wanted to make it so that anyone who joins Kannaway can benefit from our products and essentially get them for free, meaning that you earn enough commissions to cover the products that you're already buying and enjoying. Because I love the idea of people getting free products. And so you can do this. So anyone who joins Kannaway, in my opinion, should be looking at this of like, yes, let me talk about my year plan. Okay. If you've got a plan that's less than a year, I think that's selling yourself short. We've got this year plan, but with the 1K Club, we have this 90-day plan, because we have all of these things, and we want to help people get up to what we call area director, because the minimum income guarantee of earnings at area director is $2,500, which is an incredible amount of money. I am not aware of any other company in the industry that at that level of sales will pay you that commission. And so, do I think that level of sales is achievable? I absolutely do. Is there going to be work and skill development in it? Of course, right? This is not get rich quick. If you came on this thinking that this was the get rich quick club, you're in the wrong Zoom room. This is not what we do. What we do is we help people build a sustainable business from Mother Nature's greatest gift and become part of something bigger and better than themselves. And so we want people to have that year-long commitment, but we want people to have that 90-day vision of going what we call fast start qualified, becoming a 1K Club member, and being able to reach area director. And all of these terms may not sound very familiar to you. That's where you speak to the person that invited you on the call, and they can get you with someone in their team if they need help explaining it, to be able to show you what it means. But we want people to be able to earn $200 as quickly as they can. And it's really as easy as 3 steps. One is getting started and having a personal level of sales or ordering of what we call 110 PV, which is, standard means you just, involved with the product so that you can be a product of the product. And we want you to introduce 4 people. Okay, get started with your core 4, whatever you want to call it, the 4 people that you want to be in business. If you were Mark Zuckerberg or Bill Gates or Sarah, I forgot her last name, that started the Spanx company. If you were any of those people and you said, I've got this great idea and I'm going to get started, who's the 4 people that you'd want to get in business with? Go and get your 4 personally enrolled brand ambassadors to start your team with you. And then between those 4, help those 4 do the same thing again. right? Go and get their 4 people, and you'll generate what we call elite volume. This is volume that comes from orders placed with Kannaway from people that have been personally introduced because of something you did. So I introduced Chelsea introduces Valerie introduces Melissa. This is all responsible because I set that chain reaction in motion by introducing Chelsea. Okay, so that would be classed as elite volume. That's as simple as it gets. And so we are talking, 1,000 EV is about what? As a group now, we're talking not just you personally, but as a group, that's about $1,500 a month in sales, which is not a lot at all. So $1,500 a month in sales, give or take, and you can earn a $200 commission. Very, very achievable and a great way to get started in the company. So there's some other things that we've been doing to help put more money in more people's pockets more quickly and more simply. Right? There's a lot of mores there. So more money in more people's pockets, more simply and more quickly. And so, we have what we call a minimum income guarantee. And people always want to know, well, how much can I earn? Great, let me tell you. And so we have a minimum income guarantee. If you get to this level of sales, the minimum you can earn is this. If you get to this level of sales, the minimum income that you can earn is this. And so we have a minimum income guarantee. And to be eligible for a minimum income guarantee, you have to do 2 months of qualification at that level of sales. Well, since May, we have waived that second month qualification. So as soon as you do that first month of sales at that level, you're eligible for that minimum income guarantee. And the minimum income guarantee starts at what we call executive director. Executive director is 5,000 points. So what? $6,500 a month in sales as a group, and you get a $500 bonus. Then it goes up to area and you get $2,500 minimum income guarantee. And then at regional, $5,000 a month minimum income guarantee. So, some very, very impactful amounts of revenue that are making a big difference to people's lives all over the world. And so here's where our Summer Mega Accelerator promotion. So still plenty of time. We want people, we've got like a week left in the month, right? Checking the date. There's a lot that can happen in a week. When people set their mind to something and say, I'm going to go and do this, it's amazing what people can achieve in a day, let alone in a week. So absolutely take advantage of this whilst it's still here, because it's running for the end of the month. So somebody new who's looking at this, you could get started today, make a run for it, be eligible for a minimum income guarantee within the first week and be paid out very, very quickly. So I am excited about that and want people to take advantage of that. Jeff and a couple of others talked about our Evolve bundle that's going on. So our Evolve is our fitness program. We just finished our first 8-week challenge. Man, so let me just be honest and candid here for a second. When we started the Evolve program, we had high hopes for it, and I figured that down the road, this is going to be a big deal and everyone would see the vision and would love it. I did not. Maybe I need to have a bigger vision. Maybe it's me that needs to open my eyes a little bit more. I knew it was going to be successful. I don't know that I knew it was going to be as successful as it has been already. It's just been incredible. We have this wonderful online community of evolvers. It's on Facebook, facebook.com/groups/Kannaway Evolve. You can join there. We have a fantastic gentleman called Dan Miller, who's a very well-known speaker, nutritionist, soon to be author. And he helps lead the group and direct that. We got, well over 1,000 people now in the group. Some of the results have been incredible. And, it's about evolving the way that we see our fitness and our bodies, the way that we feel about ourselves, and not just in a weight loss way. Right. So for sure, we've had some incredible stories of people losing weight. Andrew Moran lost over 100 pounds, plenty of people. I lost 10 pounds, 1.5 inches, nearly 2 inches off my waist. But what we've also seen is people just having these transformations of people that wanted to get more lean, people that wanted to bulk up, people that wanted to get a bit more shredded, all these kind of things. The program works for everyone. So now, until the end of the month, we will be starting a new Evolve 8-week run on August the 3rd. And so for everyone who wants to be part of that, you can introduce 2 new people who purchase an Evolve pack when they join and when they get started. And if you enroll 2 new people into the Evolve program who purchase the Evolve bundle at only $249 for 8 weeks of product, $249 for 8 weeks of product, then you'll also be eligible to earn $75 in Kannaway cash. This is Kannaway cash that will go onto your account so that you can spend it in the Kannaway store on anything you like, anytime you like. So take advantage of that. So lots of great promotions and things like that. These are the updates we want people to know, because I don't ever want people to miss out on a single penny that they could have earned and benefited from. So we've had our showcase today. We will be having another showcase in August. I don't have a slide for that, but I imagine it will be August the 22nd. So that's something that you can all be building towards. But we have some big announcements. When I say we, I'm like a little bit giddy about some of these announcements that I have for the beginning of August. So every month we're going to be having a kickoff call. This one will be Monday, August the 3rd. And so you're going to want to tune in. Everyone in your teams is going to want to join in, because we've got some great stuff coming there. So August kickoff call, Monday, August the 3rd. That's 11 a.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Central European Standard Time for our Europeans. And every month, this is a solid date for you. This is your Kannaway date day, or night, depending on where you are, I guess. But this is where you want to lock in. It's the third Monday of every month, because the third Monday of every month, we get to hear from our founder, Dr. Stuart Titus, from our CEO, Blake Schroeder. And they come on and they will give updates, and we do recognition and announcements, and we sometimes have special guests coming on to speak. But it's a really important time to plug in and make sure that you're not missing out on anything. Make sure that you're part of everything, so that you can see all the latest news, updates, information, everything else. So that is your Corp Connect monthly call. It's the third Monday of every month, and the next one will be on Monday, August 17th at 11 a.m. California time. So lots of great things. Clicked a bit too far there. All right. Lots of great things happening. Very excited to see the great things that are happening. Everyone was right. We are starting to see some incredible results and things happening in the US as people are overcoming and starting to adapt to this new situation. So a big thanks to everyone on the call. Chelsea, I'll hand it back over to you.
Oh, thank you, Stephen. I mean, as you guys can see, we have an awesome corporate team. We have some amazing things going on. The Evolve program, you know, as I said, I'm a nutritionist. I've been in this space for 12 years. I can honestly tell you that this program is changing people's lives, and it's doing it in the right way. To have somebody lose 100 pounds healthy, I've had team members lose 9 inches, and really you're saving money by the time you get done with it because of the way that you're transitioning eating. You would spend thousands of dollars on that kind of coaching, and to be involved in that is huge. And, you know, as we said, this world and this year has brought us something that we never expected. We were joking the other day that normally you know what the game of life is that you're playing, but right now it just feels like you're playing Jumanji. And to have Kannaway and to have this income and to have something consistent throughout all of this when you don't know what's going to go on, and to be able to know that you're doing it from a heart-centered place and really helping the environment and the world has been a game changer for so many people on this call. So I think now you guys will have an understanding of whether or not you want to take Kannaway as just a customer, or if you want to participate in it as a brand ambassador. And even as a brand ambassador, you can let us know what your goals are. It might just be to get free product. It might be to pay your rent or your mortgage. It might be to go much higher than that. The average earner, the area director elite, that's $36,000 a year. That's enough for college tuition for a lot of people. So $500 a month is enough to keep a lot of people out of poverty in this state, in this country. It's really making a huge difference, and it's a wonderful thing to be able to do is a full-time job or as your side thing as well. So please reach out to the person that invited you to this call. There's so many opportunities for you to learn more, to get on the calls with some of the leaders that you've seen. Whoever invited you can hand you over to those people, and you can kind of figure out what your path and your journey will be with this company. And the next thing that we're going to do is transition you into a little bit more of the business training and a little bit more of what we do as we help you build and as we help you grow and as we help you share these products. You might be asking, what does it take to get involved? How do I actually start this? As Stephen said, you can start for as little as $99, which is crazy considering you're really starting for the price of getting healthy because you personally get to take those products at the same time. Normally, it's going to cost you $5,000 to build a website alone. So for $99, you can get healthy, you can start this business, and we have many different ways that you can get involved as well. So I'm going to hand it over actually to one of the founders of this company, a man who's been involved in this space for an incredibly long time, Randy Schroeder. He has made a huge difference in this company, and he's really going to walk you through what it takes and the mindset and what it takes to become a 7-figure earner, if that's what you're thinking, or even if you just want to add an extra $500 a month, or even if you just want to take this product for free. So he was born and raised in a small farming community in the Mountain West. He currently owns mini donkeys. He's got another one on the way. He's a professional speaker and learned early in his life the values and hard work that comes with entrepreneurship. As a teenager, he used to find local produce and products and sell those. And he's been working as an entrepreneur almost all his whole life so that he could afford things like ski passes and going to the movies. He's an incredible father. I got to meet him over in Costa Rica as well. And he's been an incredibly successful network marketer for the past 24 years. His earnings are over 7 figures and have been for years at a time. And you guys would just be honored to learn from him. And I'm very excited to hand it over.
Beautiful. Thank you, Chelsea. My pleasure. A couple of thoughts that I have as we began. First, Chelsea, at the very beginning, she posed the question of, what is your real job? And my answer to all of you is, thank heavens I don't have to have one. I used to be a stockbroker, and what I really wanted, I've learned in my life, is what I really want is to work when I want, where I want, with whom I want, and if I want. And I believe that the network marketing industry makes that possibility available to all of us at a totally different level than does anything else. My second thought, as I begin, is that we've heard so much discussion today about the product. So much of this content has been about the product. And so I'd like to help you understand what my product is. My product is opportunity. Medical Marijuana Incorporated is our parent company. Kannaway is owned by Medical Marijuana. As a result of that, we are the world's premier provider of non-psychoactive cannabis products. But if for me it was about the product, I would be a customer. That's the truth. If it was about the product, the physical, tangible product, I would be a customer. It is about the opportunity created by the product. I fully embraced the principles of network marketing or direct selling a number of years ago. And it's been a fascination for me to watch and to observe with interest the fact that so many good, well-intended, very intelligent people seem unable to get the key in the lock. It's almost like they're trying to grab a cloud. And I would like to help you in the next few minutes understand what the basic fundamental skills are that are required to get the key in the lock, to make it not like grabbing a cloud, but to make it tangible and to make the outcomes literally known in advance. And Stevie, you can go to the next slide for me, please. There really are only 4 revenue producing activities in our business. There are other things that we could do and should do. And by the way, if you have not yet not just reviewed the 10 steps to getting started correctly, and now I'm speaking to the Kannaway Brand Ambassadors, if you have not reviewed the 10 steps to getting started correctly again and again and again and again, if you cannot tell me right now what is step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, how do you execute it? What is the upside to doing it well? And what is the downside for failing to do it well? Then I will tell you with all the love in my heart that you've not made yourself eligible yet to make money in Kannaway. And when I say that, when I say to make money, that means something different for me than it does for the vast majority of people. Making money to me does not mean $500 a month. Making money to me does not mean $2,500 a month. Making money to me means having a greater financial outcome than you can have doing anything else. Making money to me, in fact, it means something in excess of $7 million per year, or excuse me, of $1 million per year. And so the fact is that until you know those things, we are not eligible. And in this short segment, I'm simply going to describe to you what the 4 revenue producing activities are. Each one of these activities, we could do a multiple hour-long coaching session on how to act upon these activities. And so this is designed only as an introductory concept. It is not my wildest, most optimistic thought that in a handful of minutes, I could teach you how to properly act upon each of these 4 revenue producing activities. Let's see if you go to the next slide. Remember again, 4 revenue producing activities, and each of those revenue producing activities have associated with it a skill which can be developed. I say that in advance as I look at this group of people, 125 or 30 people. I can tell you that 100% of the people reviewing this content have the God-given talent required to develop these skills. We all do. Our talents are different, they are varied, but we all have sufficient talent to develop the skills. And as you'll hear me or have heard me say before, that's the good news. We all have the required talent. The bad news is that talent doesn't make any money in our business, skill does. It's when we choose to work and work and work and work to refine those talents into skills that become beneficial to others, that's when we begin to get the key in the lock. The first skill associated with real financial success in not just Kannaway, but any direct selling company is the 6th of that 10 steps, and it is to create and maintain a candidate list. This is the first revenue producing activity. So if in a day I fail to add a new member to a new candidate to my candidate list, a new potential member, then that will have a cost to me at some time in the future. There won't be a tangible cost associated with that breakdown today, but at some time in the future, when I'd like to be able to enroll a new member, there will be a cost associated with me failing to act upon this first revenue producing activity. And it begins with a simple, again, this first revenue producing activity / skill. It begins simply with an activity. Anyone today, we have people on this session right now who are brand new. Gabby, a brand new, not even Kannaway Brand Ambassador yet, that I spoke with on a 3-way phone call a couple of days ago. Excuse me, Gabby. She today can so easily write down a list of names of people who need to hear this message based upon what she's heard about our company being a company of first, based upon what she's heard about our product validation, based upon what she's seen and heard because of the various audio and video tools that have been sent to her by myself or by her proposed enroller or by her enroller. It's easy to write down a list of names today. I want to share with you my artwork. Let's see, this will stop other screen sharing. My artwork, I know, is pretty pathetic, but the easiest way that I can explain this to you is this. We all have a candidate tree. And here we see me. And if you could, my face there is not big enough, or I draw a great big smile on it because I'm a happy guy. And so here we have me or you, a typical Kannaway Brand Ambassador, and there we have our candidate tree. Now, every single one of us have a certain amount of this easy to reach fruit. These are the people who will join you in Kannaway, not because of their enthusiasm or excitement for the end of the prohibition of cannabis, not because of what they know about Kannaway, but they'll join because they care about you and they trust you and they respect you and they look up to you. We all have some of that. Some people have lived lives in such a way that they have large, broad circles of influence of people who look up to them and trust them and respect them. And so they have more of this than others of us do. Well, the way, unless one develops the skill that I'm describing to you associated with not just writing down a list of names. See, when you write down the list of names, that list of names is what? These are those people that know you, trust you, respect you. They're your friends. It's the handful of people you could call tomorrow and say, you know, I know it's going to be unpleasant, but tomorrow I need to jump off a 12-foot cliff into a pile of sharp rocks. I need some friends to do it with me. Will you come? See, we all have a handful of those who will open their eyes to the possibility and enroll in Kannaway because of their affection and admiration for you. That's true. Now, what happens far too frequently in the direct selling industry is because we don't develop the skill associated with step number 6, the skill to build a ladder to get up here into the tree to some of that higher hanging fruit. Some of the best and brightest and strongest people you know, people with whom you have more casual associations, people who will not join because of who you are. They will only join because of the facts presented in Kannaway. You see, if all we do is contact this low-hanging fruit, then we build very, very shallow organizations, unfortunately. Again and again and again and again, what people do industry-wide, not just in Kannaway, is they contact this low-hanging fruit, and they never learned how to build a ladder to get up higher in the tree to get that other fruit. And because they never learned, they never transferred that knowledge to somebody else. And so it just becomes multi-generational of us all just contacting this handful of people, enrolling a very small number of people. And this is the truth, folks. It takes nothing but dead blind luck or a lightning flash to enroll a handful of people and have any meaningful success in the direct selling industry and therefore in Kannaway. And so I've now worked for a very, very long time to, if not perfect, at least refine and make easier and easier and easier a 10-step process that I was taught long ago that helps people of goodwill and intent who are willing to learn get up into that tree and reach the fruit that might not be quite so easy to reach. And that comes to the next skills of learning how to invite, learning how to present the business in a fashion that can execute and that can duplicate. But now, what if this is the real extension? The magic is not in developing a skill so that we can say the exact right word at the exact right moment to trigger somebody's fire their imagination and have them cause us. The real skill, the real magic is this. It's in learning to so live our lives so that people hidden up here in the tree that we can't even see today at some time in the future become here. You see, people ask me frequently if I will teach them how to work in the, quote, cold market. And I said, well, I'm sorry, I can't teach you how to work in the cold market. I don't know how to do that myself. I don't work in the cold market. What I have learned how to do is so live my life, a daily pattern and habit and program way of living that causes me to constantly interact with new people who one day, people that I have not yet met, will become this kind of person in the future. And that's why when people are sometimes fascinated, they hear me say that every once in a while, it is an event when you enroll a new member. When you happen upon somebody whose personal timing was exactly right and they join you very shortly after you met them, that's either because they were down here or just dead blind luck on your part. For me, it is far more likely and more consistent that when I enroll a new member, that's a result of a process that probably started months ago, where I, as a daily pattern of living, I put myself in association with other people of goodwill and intent, people who had talents and skills that I admire and look up to. And over time, those people became friends. And it was when they became friends that they joined me in the business. Well, step number 6 begins with the simple activity of writing down a list of names. That is an activity. Anybody can do it. It absolutely is a skill to learn to so live our lives so that our candidate list grows in front of us. And that is likewise a skill that 100% of people can develop if they decide to. Now, that's the first revenue producing activity. The second revenue producing activity, and I'll go back to my screen share. The second revenue producing activity is to learn how to invite. And this idea of learning how to invite, it is so very important. I'll reference Gabby again. Gabby's brand new. She's not even yet a Kannaway Brand Ambassador. And so here's Gabby, and I can illustrate what would occur most frequently for a new person joining the direct selling industry. And notice you hear me talking over and over and over again about the method of distribution. For me, it is about the method of distribution, a method of distribution which results in the creation of a customer base for Kannaway. Some of those customers are internal. They've joined the organization. Some of those customers are external. They're simply acquiring at great prices the finest non-psychoactive cannabis products in the world. What I've done is fallen in love with a process. So many people fall in love with a product, and they can describe, they can draw for me the CBD molecule, but they can't begin to show me how the compensation plan works. If you will fall in love with the process, first, gather whatever knowledge you have to gather to know that we are, in fact, the world's premier provider of non-psychoactive cannabis products, and then let Dr. Stuart Titus be the expert in that realm. And you fall in love with the process. It is your ability to properly execute the process that is going to determine your ultimate financial outcome, not your knowledge of the endogenous cannabinoid system or of CBD or of any product offering the company might have. Well, now let's, another little simple picture. So here I'm just going to imagine, and Gabby, hope you don't mind me using you for an example. So here's Gabby, and we're going to let Gabby represent every brand new Kannaway Brand Ambassador today. Every brand new brand ambassador. I believe Gabby will become a brand ambassador in the next couple of days, and we've got the schedule set up to make that happen. Oops, I don't get that out. Okay, so here's Gabby. Oh, come on, get back over here to my draw. All right, and oh, come on, I don't want that. I want to draw. Hold in there with me, people. Oh gosh, not doing it very well. Okay, don't know how I got over there. But here's Gabby, and I'm going to draw Gabby. Darn it. I just want to be able to draw. I don't want all that stuff. Hold on here. Undo, 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 undo. Okay, and I'm hoping it's going to let me draw. And so, doggone it. How do I do this? People, don't give up on me. I'm going to make this work. Okay, so here's Gabby. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm not going to be able to make this draw. I apologize for that, so I'll just explain it to you. So imagine Gabby. And Gabby is a smiling and happy person, highly, highly enthusiastic about this new possibility of being involved in Kannaway. I'm going to stop this share and go back into it. Maybe that'll let me do it. And Gabby contacts her new potential Kannaway Brand Ambassador. And she says, so here's Gabby. And Gabby is smiling and she is excited. This is about the funnest thing she's ever come across. Can't draw. And she contacts her new potential member. And that new potential member says, well, Gabby, you're asking me to get involved with you in a business. Is that right? And Gabby says, yes, it's a business and I'm excited about it. And then that candidate says, well, tell me, Gabby, how much money are you making in this business? And Gabby tells her the truth. She says, well, I'm brand new. I'm not making any money. And Stephen, if you go ahead and pop my slide back up there to the second revenue producing activity. And Gabby says, well, I'm brand new. I'm not making any money. And so then the client says, or the potential candidate says, well, so what you're telling me is that you're not making any money, but you want me to join you in the business. Is that right? And she says, yeah, well, that's kind of difficult, isn't it? And that, by the way, is a completely logical and legitimate question. How are you doing? If you invite me to get involved with you in any business, I'm going to ask you, how's it working for you? And if you don't know how to invite, then here's what the candidate will focus on. The candidate will say, how's it working for you? Are you making any money? Well, no, I'm brand new. I'm not making any money yet. Oh, well, that's interesting. That's kind of a problem. Well, tell me, how much do you know about it? Well, I got involved last week and I don't know much. Can you teach me how to do it? I don't know how to do it. Well, then why should I join you? Now with me, the truth is the truth and it's good enough. And I'm not frightened by the truth. I acknowledge it. And I recognize what I must do about that truth. The truth is that most people who get involved in network marketing never enroll anybody. That is the truth. And so why is that? That is an outcome. It is an outcome of the fact that they never learned, number one, how to grow and maintain a candidate list. Number two, they didn't learn how to invite. Because if we know how to invite, this is magic, folks. If we know how to invite, then our candidate will see the opportunity being offered. Until and unless we know how to invite, the candidate will focus on the results of the one offering the opportunity. Now, remember that first picture that I drew? Most people in direct selling, they only contact that immediate low-hanging fruit. That's all. That's what they do. They contact that immediate low-hanging fruit. If they learn how to invite, then they're building the ladder to get up higher into the tree. Then they've learned what to say and what not to say, so that in a few simple words, the new person's eyes, ears, and hearts become open to the possibility. They see the opportunity as opposed to seeing the results of the one offering the opportunity. And what is the opportunity? The opportunity is to work where you want, when you want, with whom you want, and if you want. The opportunity is to consume and make available to others the finest non-psychoactive cannabis products in the world. The opportunity is to develop a new set of skills that will positively influence every other part of your life. The opportunity is to develop new character attributes that make you able to interact with other people in every different fashion that you can possibly imagine. The opportunity is to make every part of your life better. Well, if that's what the candidate sees, they of course want that. When one has mastered the art of the invitation, then the candidate will see the opportunity being offered. Until such time as one has at least a rudimentary inviting skill, the candidate will only see the results of the one offering the opportunity. Now, what I'm describing to you right now is one of the primary reasons that so many good, well-intended people who could have gone on to great success in the direct selling industry don't get the key in the lock. Number one, first revenue producing activity is to learn how to create and maintain a candidate list, to develop and to embody a manner of living that causes our candidate list to grow. The second skill is to know what to say. If we have a candidate and we then know how to invite, we're halfway home. By the way, how does one learn how to invite? I encourage all. I'm getting my phone out here to make sure I don't go over my allotted time. The second thing one needs to do is master the art of the invitation. Please go to your Kannaway back office or go to my training page, randyschrader.com/training, and there find the audio file, Mastering the Art of the Invitation. And listen to it so many times that those words become yours. Listen to it so many times over and over and over again that it becomes intuitive and automatic. I promise you this, all day, every day, people are telling you why they need Kannaway. They're telling you that their daughter's getting married and that there's a cost associated with it. They're telling you that their son is about to start school and they wish they could send him to private school. They're telling you that they wish so much their wife could stay home from work. On and on and on it goes. People tell me every day why they need to be involved in Kannaway. And because I've learned how to invite, the first part of mastering the invitation is learning to listen before I talk so that I can respond to their problem as opposed to rushing towards them with my solution without knowing what their problem is. The second skill and revenue producing activity associated with it is learning how to invite. The third revenue producing activity is learning how to present the business in a fashion that will duplicate. And here, for the sake of time, I will simply refer you again to the Kannaway Connect application training library or to my training page. Every single thing on my training page is free, available to every one of you. And watch a video entitled HBR Basics. That stands for Home Business Review Basics. Watch another entitled HBR or Home Business Review Format. And then please make it such that when you present the business, that you absolutely cannot pour oil into a crack between what you do and what I do. Now, I'm not asking you to become me. I want you to be uniquely you. A unique you is what adds life and flavor to the recipe. In those 10 steps, if you can just imagine this, we provide you with 10 ingredients to a recipe. 10 ingredients, but you know what? It takes the 11th. The 11th ingredient is you. And you are the ingredient that enlivens it. You're the ingredient that spices it and gives it flavor, that makes it fun, that makes it attractive to your particular circle of influence. COVID-19, what changes? The only thing that changes for me is I'm very consciously aware of other people's health. I'm just fortunate and I'm blessed. I'm a healthy person, and I'm not concerned for my health in COVID-19. I am concerned for other people's health, and so I meet them where they are. I do now do the business again in person for those who are of like mindset. I'm perfectly willing to do in-person home business reviews, being consciously aware of others, being socially distant, using masks where needed, and so on. The only difference for me in COVID-19 is that I do more online presentations than I would like. I am a hands-on person. I like to know moms and dads and little boys and little girls and husbands and wives. I like to know the family. Remember this, that when I invite someone into the business, I am not simply inviting them into my business. I'm inviting them into my life and myself into their life. And so the more I can develop a relationship with them through in-person home business reviews, the more that process is advanced. And Stephen, go to that last slide very quickly. The step 9, the last revenue producing activity for this session, is simply to learn how to get every new member started in a universal language. And so for the last 30 years, I've lived this universal language, my 10-step language. And even I just made a mistake and called it my 10-step language. This is not mine. I'm not an innovator or developer. To the best of my knowledge, I've never had a single unique thought. I re-deliver to others what was delivered to me 30 years ago. 30 years ago, some gifted, knowledgeable people said, Randy, I can show you how to not waste time, effort, energy, and money if you'll follow my process. And I remember one day I made the horrible mistake of telling the guy that was teaching me, I interjected at a point and I said, well, I think, he said, Randy, stop yourself. What you think doesn't make any money. What I think makes a lot. Learn what I think. And so in the kindest way that I possibly can, I'm going to ask you to learn how to think the way those 10 steps teach. And I promise you every step of the way, you'll find every bit of the process to be rooted in goodwill, good intent, high ethics and morality. What we do is good for people. And I believe it can be extraordinarily good for you. My time is spent. It's been my pleasure being with you. If you're not yet involved in Kannaway, I invite you to get involved. I invite you to place whatever is for you an appropriate initial order. And that means that if you have a big goal and it is financially prudent, you should acquire a total product experience pack. It's a whole lot easier to represent a product if you've had a chance to see, touch, taste, feel, consume, and therefore understand it. Chelsea, thanks for having me here.
Oh, thank you so much, Randy. I think you guys can all agree. I mean, it's just wonderful to have someone impart knowledge on you who's been in this industry for so long, been so successful. You can understand that anyone can do this. You don't have to be a good drawer. That was a wonderful presentation, though. Randy's really made a difference in so many people's lives throughout this whole entire process. And it really is a turnkey business. It's done for you. It's in a box, and you get to start it for the price of being healthy. So for the next speaker, she's our last speaker today. And thank you guys all for just being with us and sitting through this. We would love to do this in person, and hopefully we can again soon. But right now I'm going to introduce you to a woman who I first got to speak in Connecticut, or got to see speak in Connecticut, and she really blew me away. Toni Filippone. She's had more than 2 decades of speaking and personal development and personal peak coaching. She's open for people like Tony Robbins, so you're very blessed to have her on this call. During this time, she's had thousands of people enjoy her warmth, humor, and transformational power of coaching and personal development. Her clientele includes celebrities, corporations, individuals from all walks of life. She speaks to you straight from the heart with passion, high energy. She energizes people, and she's definitely willing to meet the challenges of the world around her and help you guys maintain your mindset as we go through this completely transformative time in our lives with this phenomenal opportunity in front of us. So I'll hand it over to Toni.
Thank you so much, Chelsea. You're so sweet. I remember meeting you. It was so great to be with you. And I just want to thank all of you for the privilege to be here, and not only to hopefully serve you for just a few moments, but to really aid in some sort of growth for you personally and professionally. I also have to tell you that I'm both challenged and excited. Kannaway keeps doing this to me. My excitement is that I get to be here with you, and my challenge is my shortest seminar is usually 3 hours, and I was told I had 20 minutes. So I'm going to talk fast and let the race begin. You know, in life, in all areas of life, it is the process that gives us the power. In all areas of our life, success is 20% strategy. That's the process. And 80% is the disciplined mindset to get us to take action on said process. And it is the process that keeps giving you the power, but it's the mindset that ignites that power. So the knowledge we gained today was really incredible, wasn't it? The knowledge we just consumed from Randy and the other speakers, so simple, isn't it? The steps are really not that hard. Randy is absolutely correct when he says that it's not skill or talent, but rather it's a whole lot of willingness. And I will tell you, the minute I opened myself up to becoming willing, the minute I became willing, success just started to flow right in. But what drives our willingness, right? Why can we sit here and learn so much from all these awesome speakers and really understand it and then freeze? We just freeze. We create all sorts of projects that, that we have to get done before we take these steps, and we have to clean our desks before we open up our computers, and we create behavioral patterns that make us think that we're busy, but really they're just behaviors that cause us to avoid what we really need to be doing to grow our business. So what drives that willingness? It's simple. So jot this down. What drives our willingness is the ability to act. That's it. The ability to take action. Step 10 is to take action, right? 98% of the world's population will not take step 10. They will study the heck out of steps 1 through 9, but they will not take step 10. They won't take action. Don't lose time by not acting. I have a question for you. When is the greatest time of all to act? Think about that. When is the greatest time to act? I'm going to tell you. When the project is hot and the emotion is strong. That has proven to be the best time to take action. Now, when's the worst time to act? The very worst time to act is never. There's never a bad time to act. If you follow step 7 and you act properly and effectively, there's never a wrong time to act. Someone recently said to me, Randy's been coming to visit and we've had great success. And somebody said, Tony, I want to start growing my business like yours. I said, awesome. That's awesome. They said, what do I got to do? I said, okay, what you've got to do is you got to complete and understand step 1 thoroughly. And then you've got to complete and understand step 2 thoroughly. And then step 3 and step 4, all the way to step 10. And you will be up and running in no time. Before you talk yourself out of it, and before your excitement gets dim, take action. Beat your brain and get moving. Take action fast, immediately. Without hesitation. That's where we get lost. Get the idea, take action. There's nothing in the middle. Idea, action. Idea, action. Idea, action. It's what I do every day. I take action as soon as possible. Because if I don't, guess what happens? If I don't take action right away, guess what happens? Nothing. Nothing happens. Jim Rohn calls that the law of diminishing intent. We intend to reach out to 6 people every day. We intend to listen to a video a day. We intend to make our candidate list. We intend to take action when our emotion is in a great peak state. But what most people forget to do is turn intention into execution. Their intention never becomes action. Then the intent, little by little by little, it's small, it's slow, it's subtle, but eventually the intent vanishes into nothing. So you must act. You must set up the discipline to act. Everyone's emotions are high right now. The vision could not be any clearer, and the idea is strong and it's powerful and it has momentum already. That's the time to act right now. Now is the time to set up those disciplines to act. If someone talks to you about getting fit and you get all fired up and excited, don't think about it. Drop to the floor, start doing push-ups right away, right then and there. Train your brain to hear an idea that you like and act on it immediately. Without action, all of this knowledge, all of these ideas, all of this wisdom that you're learning is completely wasted, and then it just vanishes unless you take this information and you put it into a disciplined action. A disciplined action is taking wisdom and knowledge and translating it into solid equity. Don't you love that? You should write that one down. Now here's the secret sauce about discipline. All disciplines affect each other disciplines. All discipline affect each other's discipline. Here's a cool phrase for you to add to your notes. Every action affects every other action. So don't get in your own way saying things like, well, this step over here doesn't matter, or I'll just do a few over here. I'm telling you, everything matters. Every step matters. You can't skip a step. All steps matter, not just steps 1 through 9. 1 through 9 means nothing if you don't do 10. And step 10 alone doesn't matter if you don't do 1 through 9. And 1 through 4 doesn't matter if you don't do 5. And if you don't do step 6 and 7, but you don't know why you're doing them, then none of it will work. Everything matters. So there's some things that take priority over other things, sure, but it all matters. And you never want to fool yourself into thinking that there's only one area in your life that you need to improve. That's not true. Listen to this. Every action step not taken affects the rest of your performance in all areas of your life. Every disappointment affects the rest. This was a huge lesson I learned decades ago in my personal development coaching training. It hit me like a ton of bricks. It made sense to me. If you don't start by taking a walk, you're probably never going to run. And if you don't start to run, you probably won't have high energy. And if you don't have high energy, you probably won't feel like making a candidate list. And if you don't make a candidate list, you won't have anyone to reach out to. And if you don't have anyone to reach out to, you won't grow your business. And so you won't do smart things with your money. And the next thing you know, it's a year later and you look back and you say, what happened? I think I screwed up. Everything affects everything. So how do we avoid this from happening? You need to create and pick up some new disciplines that generate action. Here's a really cool thing for your notes, I think, as well. Jot this down. Every new positive discipline affects the rest of your current not so positive disciplines. That's why action on any scale is so important. That's why Randy says, I don't care about the outcome of the action. Just take the action. Get in habit of taking action. That's why he says that. So take it. Take action, because when you take action and you start accomplishing things, you start to get a return on taking that one action. It will get you so pumped. It will inspire you to take the next action, and then the next one, and the next one, and the next one. When you go for a walk, you will choose a fruit instead of a piece of candy. And when you choose fruit over candy, you'll have more energy. And when you have more energy, you might make your list. And when you make that list, you might make that call. And you know what? I think you will. And then you'll be inspired to keep growing, because all disciplines affect every other discipline. Every lack of discipline affects the rest, and every active discipline affects the rest. The key is to take bad disciplines, minimize those, and create great disciplines and expand those. And that will create a new life, a new outcome for you, personally and in this business. And you know what the greatest outcome of an action-producing discipline is? Self-worth. Discipline creates the greatest value of all. Self-worth, self-esteem, self-respect. It's daily disciplines that create those high values. Even the smallest action starts to ignite our mind. When you start to take action, your biggest challenge, your largest temptation will be to take your foot off the gas for a second. Just a tiny, tiny thought of not doing our best will start to creep into your mind and create a negative shift. You convince yourselves that you've done your best for so long that not doing your best today is okay. And sure enough, you take your foot off the gas and you say, well, one day of not doing my best won't affect your sales. And hey, guess what? That may be true. But it affects your mind. It affects your personal standard. And when that starts, that one little habit starts, it penetrates through your entire body, affecting all areas of your life. Neglecting to take action starts off like a little scratch. If you don't take care of that scratch, it can become incredibly infected. And then the whole area, it just spreads. So when we neglect to take action and fill all of our time gaining knowledge and then neglecting to take action, self-worth also starts to vanish very, very slowly. The strength is in the action. The power is in the action. My clients always start off our first session and they'll say, how do I find my purpose? How do I find my self-respect? How do I get that back? And I tell them, listen, you don't need to spend years researching this. You just need to start with one small daily discipline that forces some sort of action, some sort of movement that corresponds with our own personal ambition and standard, like you should, like you could, you all could be doing. And hopefully like now that you will. Just one every day. That's where you start. Not more knowledge. You got the knowledge. We've got tools with the knowledge. More action. I decided years ago that I will no longer let neglect and failure to act creep on in. And I will never wake up in a year from now saying, what happened? I think I screwed up. Instead, I now find myself celebrating progress and success. Really, a lot of success. And I'll tell you what, it's a much better feeling. And the early return on implementing even the smallest of actions every day will have you so excited you'll commit yourself to this strategy for the rest of your life. You'll never go back to your old ways. Now, here's the thing that rocks me. We all have the same strategy. We all have the same tools. We all have the same resources. We all have access to being taught by the same people. But guess what? 98% will still try to do it another way. 2% will do it the way that has been proven to work. Why? I don't know. I don't have that answer. All I know is 98% won't take consistent, note that I said consistent action, and about 2% will. I do not know why that's the case, but in decades from now, those numbers will probably still be the same. 2% will and 98% won't. Numbers don't change. The faces will, I've learned, but those numbers won't. Same action or non-action, just new people to fill those roles. And I used to be one of those faces. I was the 98%. You couldn't get me to act unless it was my way and on my time frame, even if that action steps were simple. Someone asked me once how much I would pay for the wisdom of the world. And I said, that'd be really valuable. I don't know. If I had it, I would probably pay millions and millions of dollars for it. And then he said, well, I'll give it to you for free. And I said, you will? How? And he said, get in the car. And then he drove me to the library. And he said to me, Tone, the wisdom of the world is right here and it's free. He said, the wisdom is in the building, right in that building, and it can change your life physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially. Now get out of the car and go get yourself a library card. It's free. That was my father. He studied hard under Jim Rohn, and he dropped me off at the library and he said, go get it. I was 10 years old. Now, how many people in the world have a library card? 2.1%. 98% do not. 98% of the world pays for a subscription to Netflix, but they don't have a free library card. 98% also are in habit of blame for not having the life they want. Blaming the weather, blaming their company, blaming never having an opportunity. Here it is. Here's your opportunity right in front of you. It's right here. Be the 2%. And here's my advice to you right now. Walk away from the 98%. Throw out the blame list that they thrive off of. Start over. You'll ask me, is it that easy? Yes, it is. It really is. It's not complex. You don't need to sit under a tree with your eyes shut for 25 years to figure this stuff out. You don't need to walk around saying positive affirmations all day to figure this stuff out. Affirmation without discipline is just another excuse to not take action, isn't it? I couldn't make those touches today because I had to write down all my affirmations. What happened? I think you screwed up. That's what I say. You cannot reap your garden without planting the seeds. You must plant the seeds by labor, not by hope. Learn correctly, discipline yourself correctly, listen correctly, teach correctly, act correctly. When you do, see what happens. It's as simple as starting with a small correct action. 1 touch turns to 2. 2 turns to 3. 3 turns to 4. And once you start, you'll find yourself in the 2% club very soon. Guess how many people can retire from the income of their own personal resources right now? 5%. We live in the most independent country in the world, and 95% are dependent and 5% are independent. Taking actions allows you to take charge of your own well-being, your own retirement, your own future. Take action correctly. I'm telling you, if you take charge of your future with personal development and action and correctness, you'll be in the 2%. Take charge of your own life. Take charge of your day. Take charge of your narrative. Take charge of your family. Take charge of your own possibilities. Take charge and learn these skills and follow the proven pattern of success without error, and life will change for you. Walk away from the 98%. I did a seminar with some of my personal coaching clients, and we studied what habits that people struggle follow. It was a course taught by some of Jim Rohn's students, and we were shown what they read, how they think, how they talk. Then we were simply taught then, don't read what they read. Don't talk like they talk. Don't think like they think. Guide them if they ask. But we were taught not to get sucked in by it. We were taught not to blame what they blame and not to use excuses like they use excuses. Change direction, change thoughts, change your strategy, learn the right strategy. Start with the simplest of disciplines and don't brush any steps aside. The tiniest of disciplines can start the process of grand changes. It's so simple, right? When you decide to stop fighting it and you decide to take the steps and invest in the mindset of disciplined actions, you'll never say again, what happened? How did I screw up? Let me finish with this. Do the very best you can do. Let me ask you something. Is the best you can do the most you can do? It's a very famous question, isn't it? No. If we all stood up right now and decided to run around the block, and after you ran around the block, you looked at me and you said, Tone, that's the best I can do. And by the look on your face, I believe you. Now that one lap around the block, was it the best you had at the time? Maybe, maybe. But is it the most that you can do? If I gave you a little bit of water and let you rest a few moments, could you go again? I think you could. So don't let the best you can be and do be all that you do. Take rest and then keep going. Because if you rest a bit, you can go another time around. And if you rest after that, you can go around again. And if you rest a little, you can go twice around. And then you rest and you'll go 3 times around. And if you rest a little again, you'll go 4 times around. And then we just went from 1 to 4. Then you rest and you go around 10 times. You got from 1 to 10. Did you know you can rest? You don't have to do everything all at once. You can do a little, rest a little. Then do a little more and then rest a little more. Then you could do a little more and then just rest a little bit. Just a little bit, with small, correct daily disciplines that are available to all of us. Do what you can right now. Take action. You should decide to get moving or to join our company right now. Do the best you can. Rest very little, but often. I have a great example of this. Randy Schroeder has been kind enough to come to my home and teach me and guide me and mentor me in the industry, and what an experience the last month has been. Truly an experience. Last time he was here, I had 24 meetings scheduled in 3 days. That's a lot. He would be at his best, doing his best, lit and excited for 90 minutes, and then he'd go upstairs and rest for 7 minutes. Then he would come down and be on fire and do his best, and he would crush it for 90 minutes. Then he'd go upstairs and he'd rest for 7 minutes. And he did it again and again and again. 1 lap around the block, then rest a little. Then 2 laps around the block, then rest a little. Got it? Why does he rest for 7 minutes and not for hours? Because if you rest too long, it takes over, which is when people become inactive. And then you remain in a resting state most of the day instead of an active state most of your day. Time your rests. You've got to discipline your rest. Make it a discipline, not a way of life. The way of life is not to rest, but rather to act. Think of more disciplines. Focus on your passion, attitude, faith, and courage, and commitment, and desires, and excitement, and your goals, and your values, and your beliefs. Use them and use them and use them again so that you never waste those disciplines, ever. Don't waste those things. Take action to utilize those things and get closer and closer to never saying, what happened? I think I screwed up. Join the 2%, the 5%, the 10%. I started following these basic principles and disciplines, and my life became the 2%. Why? I don't know. These steps just work. I started this discussion today by saying, because it was taught to me by Randy, that it's not talent, it's not skill, it's a simple discipline of willingness. Why? I don't know. I don't know why. Ask Randy. Okay, I don't think I'll ever know why, but it works. And 98% won't believe it, so they won't do it. 2% will give it a go. Stick with it consistently, and we'll then see what I'm talking about. Remember, the numbers won't change, only the people do. Be the 2%. Do something about it and walk away from the 98%. You don't have to live there any longer. I'm giving you permission to go. I want you to walk away from it, because if you don't, you're going to do what you've done currently year after year, and you're going to have the same results that you have year after year unless you take advantage of making these personal changes, very small discipline changes. I made the changes at a young age, totally course corrected and revolutionized my life. So take pause and take a look at the next few years of your life right now. Those few years are going to be like the past few years unless you change. If you change, it all changes. Join the 10, 5, and 2%. These numbers are never going to change. I'm telling you, some of you on this call right now can change. And Kannaway is the tool that can do that for you. Follow the 10 steps. Learn them correctly and act on them. And you will find yourself in the 2% very, very quickly. I look forward to meeting you there. I hope this was of value to you. I thank you very much for your attention, your presence, your kindness, your time. It's been a true privilege to be a part of this company and to be a part of this wonderful event today, and I thank you. Now make a smart decision, join us, and let's get to work. Thank you so much, Chelsea.
Thank you so much, Tony. I think you guys can all agree, that's a wonderful value add that you get to get. And it's a wonderful value add of what you get with the Kannaway family as well. So I have been, beyond honored to host this. Some of the people on this team I truly feel like are my family. During COVID, it's been really wonderful to jump on and just be able to have like a cup of tea and hang out with somebody and really talk. And you get to work with some of the most amazing entrepreneurs who will uplift you. I have never, ever had a team of more supportive people around me, and I hope you guys feel and understand that too. I want to thank every single person who jumped on and spoke today. Dr. Kaylee Arnold, Valerie, Melissa, Billy and Sue, Andrea, Jeff, Stephen Jones, Randy, Tony. Thank you all for being on and taking the leap of faith just to listen and to see what it is that we have going on. I know 2020 has been a bit of a blindside, and I really encourage you guys to take this leap of faith, jump in, be able to support yourselves, your family, the community, the environment, and all of these things. I want you all to reach out to the person that invited you and just ask what the next steps are. It's incredibly simple to get involved in this company. Like Tony said, it's just following a framework. It's one step after the other. I always joke that being an entrepreneur, before I came into this, I was like butterfly, like always chasing something new, not knowing what my next steps are. And I can honestly tell you that from a business standpoint, this has taught me more about being an entrepreneur than any of the other coaching I've ever had. And it's essentially free for you because you're just purchasing these products, you're getting to take them, be healthy. And I think the products speak for themselves alone, but the business opportunity will carry you to places that you never really thought existed. So thank you all so much for being on. Please reach out to anyone who invited you. We will be doing another showcase coming up in a month, so please stay tuned. There's always an event to jump into. There's always a support system. And we all are just sending you so much love, and we look forward to having you be part of our Kannaway family if this was your first look. So thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful weekend. Thank you for all of the speakers. We're all incredibly grateful for you, and we look forward to working with you all in the future. Aloha.